What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Advice back again. And today I got some heat I cooked up for y'all. We got a team here I made featuring Garganacl, Quaxaval, Dancer Oricorio to take advantage of Aqua Step and Swords Dance. We got Amoonguss for general redirection, defensive play, and Spore Spam. Also really good into the Dondozo matchup with that Clear Smog. And I round the team off with two of my mainstays, two of my staples, go-tos in this meta. Annihilate and Ceruledge. So this team's got some good offensive ability. And we got wide guard support on the Garganacl for the Gholdengo Murkrow leads. Basically the point of this team is to chip things down with Soul Cure. Try to wipe leads out with Explosion. You might have noticed the normal Gem, normal Terra, Explosion on Garganacl. Great for wiping out leads. Good in the end game as well. Taking care of pesky Pokemon that I'm having trouble dealing with. So, without further ado, we'll get into it and just demonstrate what this team is capable of. Alright, so my first opponent here has a Dondozo Tatsugiri team. Looks like they got a Trick Room component with Armarouge and Sylveon. And then generally good damage spreaders in Hydreigon and Meowscarada. So I like Garganacl in the lead. It's pretty good into everything on the team. I'm going to go with Oricorio and Amoonguss. And then for the last spot, I think I like Taz. Taz is pretty good into the entire team. I got Terra Steel to deal with Sylveon if need be. And yeah, that should just about do it. I like Oricorio in the lead to spread Icy Wind and Taunt, just in case they try to go with the Trick Room mode. It's got a Sash so it can deal with Dondozo's big attacks if they try to do something crazy turn one. So our opponent leads Armarouge and Sylveon. Now Garganacl Oricorio is a decent lead here. I do have Taunt for the Armarouge, and I'm gonna Salt Cure it as well. So Salt Cure, unless they Terra, should do solid damage, being that it's a rock type, super effective against the fire. I'm not really worried about Sylveon here. And, if they are going for the Trick Room, they'll probably protect Sylveon anyway. So, no, they withdraw Sylveon, even better. So, who's coming in? Dondozo. Oh, man. Are we going to see a double switch here? No, we just see Wide Guard. This is good. Get a Taunt off into Armarouge. And the Salt Cure should do good damage. This Garganacl is max attack, brave nature. Yeah, we get a good hit there. Should be around half HP after the chip. Perfect. Okay, so now they're very likely to switch Tatsugiri in for Armarouge. So it doesn't make sense to attack into that slot. I like Salt Cure into the Dondozo right away. God, I'm just kind of worried about... I'm worried about them going for a Wave Crash and taking me out right away. I could switch in Amoonguss and save the Wide Guard, but part of me just wants to get this Salt Cure off right away. But I think if I go Protect here, I can bring in Amoonguss and just guarantee that I can do what I want to do with Garganacl without losing it in one turn. So this feels like the safest play. Swap in Amoonguss here. They switch out Armarouge. Yep, here's Tatsugiri. You got to be careful when you're playing these Dondozo Tatsugiri teams not to attack into the opposite slot of Dondozo if they bring it in first, because nothing worse than double whiffing on a turn against a Pokemon like this. So they get their Omni Boost. We go for the Protect. Okay, they go for an Earthquake. Let's see how much damage this does to Amoonguss. Alright, we take that really well. So, I want to say they're going to focus on Amoonguss, but this Salt Cure is really important. Just in case they go Terra Steel and I can't get off a Clear Smog, I'm going to go Terra Normal. Just to make sure that I can take a Wave Crash if that's what they go for. And then I'll Spore first. It's between Clear Smog and Spore, but I think Spore makes more sense. I can Clear Smog next turn if they don't go Terra Steel. Okay, looks like we're the only ones terastallizing, but that's okay. Better safe than sorry. My guess is they'd rather focus on Amoonguss than Garganacl right now. Okay, they go Earthquake. Yeah, we take that with both Pokemon. I get off the Salt Cure, so because they're a water type right now, this is going to do a fourth of their damage every turn, and they're asleep. So they may have to waste their Terra on a sleeping Pokemon just to avoid that big chip. They got leftovers. Now, Garganacl is valuable for that Sylveon in the back, so I think I'm going to switch out into Annihilate. And I'm going to go for the Clear Smog. They're guaranteed to be asleep this turn, so I kind of have a free switch in here. I can just let Salt Cure do its thing while I get myself into a better position. Okay, Clear Smog connects, so Dondozo's not doing much damage to anything anymore. Now they're probably unaware, but I think I want to set Bulk Ups just to get Annihilate into a better position to do damage. You know, I already blew my Terra on Garganacl, so I can't go Terra Steel for that Sylveon. Yeah, I just go Bulk Up here. You know, Drain Punch is tempting just to get rid of the Dondozo immediately, but I'd rather let it sleep, get some Regenerator back. I can switch in Oricorio here. On this Oricorio, I was debating between Tailwind and Icy Wind, and right now Tailwind would be a lot better. But yeah, this Salt Cure is just huge against these water Pokemon. Dondozo can't switch out when Tatsugiri's in its mouth, so it basically just has to sit here sleeping and losing a quarter of its health every turn. Basically just a sitting duck, sitting catfish. I got catfished by a Pokemon pretending to be a good Pokemon. Now, I'm just going to finish it off. Drain Punch and Acrobatics. This is where I wish I had Tailwind on Oricorio instead of Icy Wind. You know, it's not the fastest Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon that I wish it outspeed it. And its damage output isn't great either, unless I can get up a Swords Dance with Quaxaball that it can copy with Dancer. Now, I was trying to think of an item to use. I like Citrus Berry on Quaxaball, but I wanted an item to use that procced more often than Focus Sash does, just so the acrobatics would be stronger. But I figured in general it'd be helpful if the support Pokemon had Focus Sash, so that's what I stuck with. But I mean, I'm open to ideas. I'm just gonna go Icy Wind here, try to Rage Fist this Armarouge before it does anything I don't want it to do. Okay, they're gonna use their Terra. Do they use it on Armarouge? No, Tatsugiri. Dragon Tatsugiri. Alright, well that's cool. It makes the Icy Wind super effective instead of neutral. They go for an Icy Wind of their own. And we get a Defiant proc. That's cool. Now let's see if we still outspeed. We do. Let's go, clutch. So we get the double Icy Wind connect. And that should make it so Annihilate takes out Armarouge. And it does, so they are a slower Armarouge. Boom. So now we got a 2v4. We're in solid position. Sylveon's going to come back in. You know, it might make sense to switch Annihilate out to reset that speed drop. But you know what? I think I'm just going to rely on Explosion to take it out if it takes out my Annihilate. I do just want to deal with this Tatsugiri right away, so I'm going to go for a Drain Punch into it and Icy Wind myself. I want to say, oh, they protect Sylveon. That's huge for me. That should basically seal it. We get off an Icy, oh, they get off an Icy Wind. Ooh. Oh, crit on Oricorio. Okay, this makes it a little bit more interesting here. We get another Defiant proc, but pretty much guaranteed to be slower than that Sylveon now. This is interesting. Okay, we take out Tatsugiri at least. Okay, let's think about this. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring in Garganacl first, and I'm just gonna go wide guard and try to take out Sylveon. I feel like most people in this position would just try to spam Hyper Voice. So I'll go for the Rage Fist here. I'm like +4 now, +5 actually. Okay, they just cancel. That's nice. GG. Yo, if you enjoyed watching Dondozo get ran through, go ahead and leave a like. Let me know. We'll get on to the next game here. We got Gholdengo, Grimmsnarl, Amoonguss, Garchomp, Arcanine, Rotom Wash. So, pretty standard team. It's nice not seeing Murkrow with the Gholdengo. That haze and make it rain tactic is just, it's fruity. It's annoying to deal with, so it's a big mind game 50-50 on whether I'm clicking wide guard or clicking Salt Cure. I like Amoonguss in the back, and then we'll go with Ceruledge. Terra Grass Ceruledge is a good threat versus that Rotom if they decide to bring it. And it's also really good against Gholdengo if they bring Gholdengo in the back. So we got options here. You know, when I'm in team preview, I like to make a lead and then think of what the worst case scenario that my opponent could lead against my team, against my lead would be, and then try to bring something in the back to counter that worst case scenario. So this is good. They brought Intimidate out against my Defiant, so even though Garganacl's Explosion isn't going to be as powerful, we do get that boost right off the bat. Now, I'm just going to Salt Cure Arcanine, and I don't want to get Will-O-Wisp, so I'm going to send in Ceruledge. Just kind of slow play this one. Let Salt Cure do its thing. I really like to play defensively. You know, a lot of people are all about the hyper offense, but I like to kind of think about what my opponent would do and just juggle that a little bit. So we see Reflect. They do go for the Will-O-Wisp. Flash Fire activates, so that'll kind of cancel out the Reflect. Salt Cure doesn't do very much damage with the Intimidate and the Reflect, but the chip is going to be nice. So now they got to decide if they want to stay in with Arcanine, and against two Pokemon they can't Will-O-Wisp and Flare Blitz not being very effective. They probably switch out, so I'm just going to bulk up. That'll help out if they switch Arcanine back in on a later turn. Yeah, Arcanine goes out. Who's coming in? Rotom's coming in. Okay, so they go Light Screen here. A little bulk up action. And get a little more chip. Doesn't seem like we're doing very much, but they've done nothing, so I will take it. Call this the battle of attrition. Now, my guess is they switch Arcanine into one of these slots. I'm going to just double into Rotom with Salt Cure. I think I'll use my Terra now. Garganacl's... I can't say he's not threatened because they do have the option of Hydro Pump, but... Let's see. So they don't make any switches. They don't Terra. Well, they might Terra, but they'd have to be a really slow Rotom because my Ceruledge is not very fast at all. Okay. Okay, they go for a parting shot onto Scarlet, so that's going to bring us down to neutral, and then Arcanine coming in is going to bring us down to -1. Parting shot Grim isn't too common, but in this situation it did work out. That was risky, I'd say. A lot of Scarlet or clear Amulet. Mine is safety goggles. I just wanted a way to deal with Spore and Sleep Powder spam without going Terra Grass. Okay, we get the Terra Blast off. Probably won't do very much. Hey, yo. Okay, we get the crit. I'll take that. I'm not giving it back, that's for sure. I'm sure my opponent's not stoked, but it is what it is. Okay. So we took out one Pokemon. Arcanine's at half health. We don't see a Citrus Berry. So I'd say we're in a pretty great position here. Gholdengo comes in. Now I'm going to go for Salt Cure into Gholdengo. I'm sure they expect Wide Guard. Scarlet is just a little out of position, you know, not having its resist anymore. Being a grass type. I think I'll just switch in Amoonguss. I don't want to go for Protect with Garganacl because I'd like to go for Wide Guard next turn if I survive to stay Protect. That's huge. You know, I couldn't use my normal Terra to make sure that I survived. They Will-O-Wisp into Garganacl. I couldn't use my Protect to make sure that I survived a Make It Rain, and my normal Terra is not an option either, so this turn worked out really well for me. If they had just clicked Make It Rain, I would have been in a really tricky position. I feel like they went Protect to Scout for the Wide Guard, so it might make sense to just Wide Guard now. You know, I'm feeling risky though. I kind of just want to throw a Salt Cure off into Gholdengo and throw a Spore off into Arcanine. No, you know, I'm going to Protect. I'm going to Protect. This makes sense because then if they do go for some Make It Rain, I'll survive the next one after the drop. They withdraw Arcanine. So we'll get a Spore off into Grimmsnarl. They do Make It Rain. Amoonguss should take this pretty well. Okay. They're Life Orb, so that definitely would have KO'd Garganacl if I had clicked Salt Cure. So now I'm in a tricky position. I'm just going to go for the Salt Cure. I'm going to go for the Salt Cure. And switch in Scarlet. Okay, they Make It Rain again. Garganacl takes it now. Grimmsnarl is asleep. We're going to get off a nice Salt Cure. Now, I haven't showed them Wide Guard, so if they do switch Gholdengo out, when they bring it back in, I can spam Wide Guard and get off some good Bitter Blades. Actually, you know what? It makes sense to just go Wide Guard now and Bitter Blade the Gholdengo. I'm not worried about that Grimmsnarl in the slightest. They have to get through Amoonguss. So if I can take out Arcanine, then I kind of pin Gholdengo. Okay, they get off another Intimidate. Kind of a wasted Wide Guard. Bitter Blade does nothing. Kind of want to save Garganacl. I'm going to swap in a Moongus. They probably don't Flare Blitz that slot. And I'm just going to bulk up. Okay, Moongus comes in. Grimmsnarl stays asleep. They didn't learn their lesson the first time with the Will-O-Wisp. They go for another Flare Blitz. Maybe they thought because I'm Grass type now it would work, but that's just not how abilities work. Okay, the Reflect is gone, so if Grimmsnarl stays asleep here, we can start doing damage. I'm just going to Spore this slot. They could switch in Gholdengo. I'm just going to Spore the Grimmsnarl just in case it wakes up. Okay, they protect Arcanine, that's cool. Grimmsnarl does wake up. Goes for the Reflect. But it's going to go back to sleep if it survives this Bitter Blade. Which it does. Cool. So if I can take out these two Pokemon fast enough, just spamming Bitter Blade, you know, I kind of prevent them from switching in Gholdengo, or at least I'll have to predict which slot I'm hitting on. I could Clear Smog the Grimmsnarl, but I think what I want to do is I want to go Spore and Bitter Blade into the Arcanine slot. This covers for the Gholdengo switch in. Yeah, they don't make the switch. They Flare Blitz. That's going to be enough to take out, but I think with Rocky Helmet and Recoil, they should go down as well. Yep, that'll do it. So, we're in a 3v2. Now a 3v1. Okay, so I'm looking at the calc here, and Terra Steel, Life Orb, Modest Max, Make It Rain will only do 84 to 101% to Cerulege, so I should survive this. 6% chance that I don't, barring crit. So I think I'm okay to just go Bitter Blade and Rage Fist into this Gholdengo. They don't even have a chance to KO without crit or Terra Steel. It's a very slim chance. They do go for the Terra Steel. I should have called this and went Drain Punch. Okay, they go for the Make It Rain. Moment of Truth. Critical hit on Cerulege, of course. Do we lose this? He thinks it's funny. Yo, we get a crit of our own to take out. I could calc it, I'm not really even caring right now. Yo, if you enjoyed that video, go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. We'll be back with some more soon. Appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.